I mean, some of the best cars in the country, I'm going to go, I'll say. Adams, Grant's, there's Chris as well. There's Bilal as well.
Bilal as well.
Now, all these big power cars have all been done by Tune4 Performance. Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Steph AB TV and something slightly different today. You'll know my buddy James from AD UK sitting right next to me. And if you haven't already, we did a detailing video where we detailed my car.
Yes, we did.
Or you detailed my car and I just watched.
It was a teamwork.
Teamwork. Reality, James did all my car. But, so I want to address something today. First of all, I want to address the fact that we've just hit 5,000 subscribers on the channel. And I am so grateful. Honestly, you have no idea. Obviously, you watch my videos, so thank you very much for subscribing. But all of you guys, honestly, you have no idea how much that means to me. 5,000 people is a lot of people. And also, we've hit just over 1.1 million views on the channel, which is absolutely crazy. If you would have asked me this a year ago, I probably wouldn't have said we would have done that. So a massive shout out to all of you guys. And thank you all so much. Which leads me on to the fact that me and James have teamed up and we're doing a giveaway. James, what are we giving away?
Giving away, thanks to Valet Pro, £50 gift set. So we've got one of these to give away to you guys. So it includes bug remover, dragon's breath, glass cleaner, and some other bits, and a nice 250ml pot of wax as well.
No, and that's what we used when we did the detail video, isn't it?
So it's exactly the same kit as what we used in the previous video. But yeah, we've got one of these to give away for Steph's 5,000 subscriber giveaway.
Nice. And how do the audience opt into the giveaway? What do we do?
So there's a couple of steps you need to do. So the first one is subscribe to this man here. You subscribe to my channel, which you'll find here. You need to follow us on Instagram, so follow Steph and follow me, and then send a screenshot to my Instagram account, and then we'll enter you into the giveaway.
So get going, guys, and James will announce all of that on his Instagram stories, so make sure to follow him. And right, so the topic of the video, and this is something that I get asked a lot, and we've had a couple of discussions about this off camera, and we've had discussions about it over Facebook, at meets, all of that kind of good stuff. But it's something that I wanted to address because I answer so many questions about this. Now I need to just point out, just so that I don't get myself in a spot of trouble by certain tuners who think that I chat crap. So this is my opinion, this is James's opinion. This is not, you know, we're not detail. I say detail because you're with me. We're not tuning experts. This is what we've learned over the time we've had with our cars and the experiences that we've shared with others. So I hope you guys find this valuable. Now, the 500 or the 595, whatever model you want to call it, the question that we get asked a lot is, should you go with a 500 custom or should you just go straight for something like a 180 comp? Now, a bit of context behind that is the 500 custom is about, what, 135?
Yeah, I had a 135, but you can get them in 140. So we're talking about variants that are IHI powered. So it's slightly smaller turbo than the Garrett. So it's sort of, the main point is, do you go for an IHI and tune it up, or get a Garrett and keep it standard, or do you go Garrett and tune it?
And you've just pretty much pulled the plug on a 180 comp, haven't you?
Yeah,
with the Garrett turbo.
Correct. Yeah.
So I guess it's a really good opportunity for us to kind of talk about your experience with your first car, which I'll overlay a photo of it now, which is the Whitemobile, the Waynesmobile, which done you proud.
Yeah.
And just talk me through what you did to it and, you know, where you got to it and your decision behind going for the 180 comp.
So it started off as a standard 135. Didn't have any idea about tuning, any idea about the Abarth community. And then sort of got going, met a couple of people, got onto the pages, went through a few different stages. So I went first for the TMC tuning box, and then I went straight in for a map just before I sold it.
What did you end up power-wise from it?
So it made 183 brake horsepower and 236 foot-pound of torque, and that was with a BMC OTA intake and a Bombardoni exhaust.
And that was on the IHI turbo?
Yep, correct.
So, and a lot of people there's a lot of myths as well, isn't there? And again, this is from what I've experienced. Someone might tell me I'm getting it wrong, and I'm well open to be challenged in the comments, but I've only seen one or two IHI turbos hit over 200, and I think John Barrett's was one of them.
John Barrett's is one made 200.1, literally just over the mark.
Yeah.
And another girl on the page called Bryony who made 199.6. So just under 200.
Round it up.
But yeah, we'll take it as 200. But they're the only two that I've seen that are around that mark. But you've got you've got to go ham. You've got to do front mount, actuator, intake, decap, full exhaust. You've got to do the works to get to that power. But then it's, do you want to spend that amount of money on an IHI, or do you want to spend it on a Garrett and make 225, 230?
Yeah.
So.
And then that, I guess, asks the next question, because I'll use myself as an example. So I had I've still got 595 comp IHI 160, so I still ran the IHI turbo. And as you said, I pretty much went bells and whistles on mine, leading up to the point where I decided to replace the turbo. Now, you guys all know the story of my turbo. You know it's running 250 by 288, I can't remember off the top of my head, foot-pound of torque. So that costs money, and I guess that question of buying a 500 custom, which nowadays you can probably pick up, I've had a look, about 5.5-ish.
Yeah, I mean, my one sold, it's had a lot of miles on it, it sold for 6k, but you can buy ones for, a lot less. It's, an affordable option if you're a younger driver. The insurance is a lot cheaper, but yeah.
But then if you went for that option and buying one for, let's say 5, and you went for a full, turbo upgrade, etc. And again, each situation will be different, but the average turbo upgrade, I would probably say, will cost you around about $4,000 or so, give and take.
All in, yeah.
All in. So you could probably go from a 135 500 to about, let's call it 240, 250 horsepower, for a total price of sub 10. Really,
yeah,
when you think
yeah,
about it. If you do your research and you've got the right connections and you've done all the right work to it. And I guess, what about the 180 comp? And if you don't mind me asking, how much did you get your 180 comp for?
So the 180 comp, I picked up pretty much a bit of a bargain. So I paid under 11k for it. It's a 65 plate with 30,000 miles. One owner from new. It's got tan say belts.
Very nice.
It's got the Brembos in yellow, and it's finished in record grey.
Yeah, it's a nice colour.
Yeah.
Nice colour. And so from your perspective, I'm again, assumption, I'm looking for your steer on this, James, is I would assume that you're going to go front mount intake map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So got a couple of bits planned.
Yeah.
So front mount, intake, actuator, and then a map by Tony.
The main man.
The main man.
The main man. If you don't know
Main
Tune
man.
for Performance, and I get this is the other one I get a lot, is who should I take my car to get mapped? And based on all the experiences and most of the owners, Tune for Performance down in the southeast around Watford area is your place to go. He's done so many, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So many cars, and he gets the best out of them. I mean, some of the best cars in the country, I'm going to go, I'll say. Adams, Grants, there's Chris as well. There's Bilal as well.
Bilal as well.
Now, all these big power cars have all been done by Tune for Performance. And I guess that's a really good point, is that if you look at Adam and Grant, for example, their cars were, they weren't Competizione, they were
standard 130, 140s.
And that's just an example of when you chuck the money in, you get big rewards. But then you have to ask yourself the question is, with doing such crazy stuff to your car, and again, I'll use mine as an example. I've got a one-off turbo at the moment where I had to do a load of cutting and all this kind of stuff. And what I found now is, and I've spoken about this publicly, I've got no shame with this, is that it's quite a laggy turbo. And recently, since I'm driving the Biposto, I've now just got the XSR, and these are all Garrett turbos, and the power delivery on that turbo, particularly when it's mapped, is going to be so much better. So swings and roundabouts, and I think my own personal opinion, and I'll ask for yours in a sec, James, is when I drove my car at 225 because the clutch was slipping, it was fast enough. And with the mods that James has just talked about, the intake, intercooler, and a map, you'll end up getting between 225 and 230 odd from the Garrett anyway, with close to 300 foot-pound of torque some of the guys have got. That's ridiculous power, and that for me is
enough. It's adequate.
Enough for the public road.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If
you're doing 70 only.
Well, exactly. You can do 0 to 70, and unless you're on a private road in Mexico.
We're always in Mexico.
Yeah, we're filming this in Mexico. Mexico, yeah. But no, it's for the public road, I think that's all you need. So, what are your thoughts?
Well, obviously going for a 135, I went for a couple of stages. It was standard, then it had a TMC tuning box, and then it had the map. So, from my perspective, the standard was, I came from a sort of Citroen DS3 1.6, so it was 120 brake.
Yeah.
You go into a smaller car, 135, it's quick. You think, oh yeah, this is proper. Like, you don't know anyone in the community, so you think, oh, this is quick. And then you join a community where everyone's running, a lot more than you.
Yeah.
So I went for a TMC tuning box, which I got second hand on a good deal. It actually made 170 brake and just over 200 foot-pound on the rollers with Tony. Then I had the map, which was completely different from the box. So if, you know, obviously the box is good if you've got a car on finance or you want to take it off and get your money back, because you're always going to get your money back when you buy it. So TMC and Blue Spark are probably the big two. But the Mac was 275 with Tony and 25 for the dyno. I only ran the car with that for sort of 2 months before I sold it, but it changed the car completely. And now going to a Garrett, it's, you know, I've paid a bit more. You've got to pay a premium on it. But it comes with, you know, the Brembos, the Monza, the Saybelts. It's Coney suspension. It's everything that goes with it. So you're buying it as a package rather than the 135 where you may have to upgrade the brakes, upgrade, you know, suspension. It's all money. So.
Yeah, so there's definitely lots of things to consider. And I guess for the viewers watching this who have a 500 custom, think about a couple of things. Think about what your end goal is to be. If you're going to say, right, I want to achieve 250 horsepower, and you've got it set in your head, or in fact, to be fair, 300 horsepower, because actually nowadays people are hitting the 250 mark, you know, quite...
250 is common, like, you know, 300 is where it's at.
Yeah, thanks, mate. You know, I built my channel based on 250, but no, you're right. You are absolutely right. 250 now is achievable. You know, many people are hitting the 250 mark now, and people are now starting to test the boundaries of 300. You know, Bilal just did that with the Owen Developments Turbo put on that car. I think it was a hybrid 1446.
Yeah, correct. And it's a MTA as well.
And it's an MTA, and you know the myth of the MTA not being able to do over 280 horsepower has just been abolished. So it's great to see people are now kind of setting new milestones. And Grant Kenyon's car, if you haven't seen this car, well, you won't have seen it because it spent most of its life off the road. But those on Modified Abarth will be fortunate enough to see a couple of snips of that car, and I'm planning a full documentary on that car once we finally get it out there, because it's definitely worth it. The blood, sweat and tears that have gone into that are ridiculous. But, you know, those are, again, testing the barriers of 300. So I guess the point I'm trying to say is, think of your end state, where you want to achieve. If you're happy for a road car to have 230-odd horsepower, then your Garrett Turbo 180 comp, happy days. If you're thinking, actually, I want to go all full bells and whistles and tune it like there's no tomorrow, then get hold of a cheap, maybe 500 custom and just go for it.
It's probably worth doing, if you want to go for more power, do an engine build. Because obviously you're going to have to forge over 260. It's 260 is a safe. It's pushing the limit a bit. 250 is probably safe, but if you want to go more than, you know, 260, push the boundaries of 300, you're going to have to spend the money to forge it. And you know, that's big money.
It is. It is a lot of money. So, guys, that's our verdict. Again, disclaimer, this is what we've learned over the time here. You know, this is what we believe, this is what owners have talked to us about, and I'm, again, very happy to be challenged on anything that anyone believes we've got incorrect in the comments below, because the purpose of this video is to give you guys, the audience, an opportunity to get an understanding of facts and figures of what is possible on these cars, and whether or not you should go for a 500 custom and tune and modify, or just go all out for a 180 comp. But remember the giveaway. Make sure to subscribe to me, make sure to subscribe to James AD UK. I'll leave a link below. Head over to his Instagram and send over the screenshots that you've entered, and then James will announce it all on there. And also, we're going to be filming a Q&A video on James's channel, which is some of the questions that the Abarth Detailing UK guys wanted answering, so make sure to head to the channel for the second part of this video. Anything else you want to add?
That's it.
That's it. Guys, my name's been Steph, this has been James. Thank you so much for watching. Make me happy, subscribe, and of course, I'm going to see you all on the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.